Welcome back to RoadTestTV. We really appreciate your return to the channel. Today we have a special car to bring to you. Back in the 60s, all of the manufacturers were competing against each other to put the biggest engines they could in the smallest cars that they had. And Ford was no different. Ford was getting its head handed to it by the other manufacturers, including Chevrolet. Chevrolet had a very potent 396, whereas Ford had a lackluster 390. The 390 that was in the Mustang back in 67 wasn't competitive against the 396, especially the L78 396 that was in the Camaro, which was a solid lifter motor. There was a dealership in Providence, Rhode Island called Tasca Ford, and what they were doing is they were taking the 390s out of the Mustangs, taking the Police Interceptor 428, putting it inside the Mustang, putting 427 heads on, 427 intake, and they were racing those cars and doing very, very well with them. So Tasca Ford, which was a big performance dealership, very competitive, went to Ford Motor Company and said, hey, listen, we need to do something so that we were competitive at the stock level without us having to modify the cars. So Ford liked the idea. Their engineers started working on the 428 Cobra Jet, and in the middle of 68, the 428 Cobra Jet was released. And in very limited numbers, only 1,299 428 Cobra Jet Mustangs were built in 68. Most of them, people consider them 68 and a halves because it was April of 68 when the vehicles first started coming down the assembly line. Ford promoted the car and brought it to Pomona, and that car ruled at Pomona that year, which was the drag racing event. Long story short, they made, again, 1,299 68 428 Cobra Jet Mustangs. They made 13,000 of them in 69, and they made another 4,000 in 70, and then that was it, 3 years of the Cobra Jet. This particular Cobra Jet is a coupe. So of the 1,299, there was only 221 coupes. This car is super rare. On top of it, it's original paint. It's got 22 or 23,000 miles on it. We found it with the second owner who owned it since 1971, and it is a beautiful car. And as you break down the options, it's one of one. All of these cars have heavy-duty components. All of them have the 9-inch rear axle. This car has that. This car has an optional rear end ratio for drag racing. It was a 391 positive traction rear in it. It's a C6, and it's also special ordered with respect to the interior, which is kind of unique for these cars. Most of these Mustangs were used for drag racing only, so it's unusual that somebody would order it with deluxe interior, an overhead console, a regular floor console. So this car is an optioned out 428 Cobra Jet Mustang. This is going to be part one of our story on this 428 Cobra Jet. Hopefully you enjoy it, and we're going to bring you more content regarding the 428 Cobra Jet. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Anyway, look forward to showing you the car. 428 Cobra Jet Mustang, 68 and a half, R code, super rare. Alright, again, this is a 68 and a half 428 Cobra Jet Coupe, original paint, original interior, original motor car, 391 posi, 22,000 miles. Sorry about the alarm going off in the background. That interior is unrestored. Deluxe interior, overhead console. Let's take a look under the hood. .428 Cobra Jet motor. From my understanding is that this car used to be taken to the drag strip when it was new. The car has a Police Interceptor intake. Somebody changed up the cast iron intake for aluminum intake, but it still has a stock exhaust manifold. Still has the 428 Cobra Jet original block. The car is completely original. Sorry for the lighting in here. Sorry for the beeping noise. Anyway, we're going to try to start it up. It's been on a battery tender, so let's see if we can get this car to start. working on it. It's 22,000. 22,674 miles on it. And it's certainly not 120,000 on it. Not with 391 gears, not with the condition of this interior. We hope you liked part one of our video of the 428 Cobra Jet Mustang. Again, we think it's a special car and we wanted to share it with all of you. We hope you all think it's a special car. Again, this is only part one of the videos that we're going to be doing on this car. Before we started the car up, we drained the motor oil out of the transmission fluid, the rear diff, and also the radiator, and put new fluids in it. We want to make sure we didn't hurt anything when we started the car up. As you can see, the car had been sitting for a while. It was a little difficult for the car to start, but once it warmed up, actually the motor sounds fantastic in it. What we're going to do is we're going to drain all the fluids out of it again, especially out of the motor and out of the radiator, put new fluids in it, and then we're going to take the car for a ride and bring some video to you. Might even take it to the drag strip, depending upon what you all want to see. Anyhow, we really appreciate you watching the channel. We appreciate the fact that you support us. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. If you like the channel, please subscribe and please hit your notification button. Again, we enjoy the fact that we're able to bring these things to you. We've got a whole warehouse full of cars that are, some of them are pretty unique, and we plan on bringing more content to you. So again, thank you very much for your support. Please don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks again.